What?
And we're live. That was the best noise. By the way, that was the best noise I could have heard because I hadn't taken down the overlay yet, and all I heard was like. So I'm gonna do the same thing because you and I are the only ones here. All
Yeah.
right, there we go. Welcome everybody to the Crafty Boys, where we basically hang out and talk about crap and drink beer because that's how we is. That's how we
That's
is.
right.
What language was
How
that?
come? How
That's how we
come?
are.
How come after all these? Because we've been doing this since what, like 1976, right?
That's right. We
Um,
started the podcast live streaming in 1976 before the internet existed, and we have had such success.
yes. How come we don't have a theme song yet, or like
That's
an
actually a
opening,
very
or
good
like an
question.
opening credits thing? Like.
I didn't.
I see so many
Now, okay.
YouTube channels with this kind of, like an opening sequence, opening credits. I feel like we
Well,
deserve something like that. I have
we
absolutely no
deserve.
idea how to do it, but I think we should.
Well, let's see here.
I mean, I suppose it would be helpful if people were actually watching when what
Well,
we're
I mean,
doing.
that's a minor detail, an absolute minor detail.
Yeah.
That honestly, that's a very good question. I do have a collection of videos for like intros and stuff, but I don't think there's any music to them.
Ah,
At least that I remember. I mean, I'm looking at the list of stuff I've got here, and I don't see. Yeah, there's nothing here that really jumps out at me. But hey, if you want to make us a theme song, by all means, I've always pictured our theme song or the sound in my head has always been like random quotes from like Star Trek and pop culture all over the place, and then just burping. Like I don't know
I can see it
why.
being sort of like a metal sounding riff, guitar riff, and
Okay.
but set to like lyrics that sounds like what's his name does it tiptoe through the tulips. Uh, what's that guy's name?
Tiptoe through the.
It's got the ukulele high pitched voice.
I'm trying to think.
I want to
Uh,
say Tiny Tim, but it's not Tiny Tim.
Now, Tiny Tim would be interesting.
Yeah.
Um, does he have any popular
Tiptoe
song that
through
we
the
would remember?
tulips.
Oh, actually, why does that? Why is that? Seems like a Tiny Tim song.
Maybe it is Tiny Tim. I don't know.
All right, so tonight's beer. Tell us all about tonight's beer because you picked this one.
Yeah. So it is from Souk Oceanside Brewing in from Souk, British Columbia, which is on Vancouver Island. It is, and I love this time of year because we start getting the porters and all that kind of stuff. It's they're stuck in the mud coffee porter. Comes in as 6%. It's available in these tall cans, 473 mils. On the back of the can, it says roasters, brewers, juggernauts of their own accord. The Stick in the Mud Coffee House has been serving up back alley espresso in Souk since 070707. That would be July 7th, 2007, or
Computer gallery.
1907. We've steeped their
Sorry,
swallow blend dark roast.
yeah.
Yes, swallow it to in a robust porter uh, to add even more depth and flavor to the iconic style. So this is including the reason why it's called Stuck in the Mud is because it uses coffee from Stick in the Mud, which is a coffee shop place
Sorry,
in Souk.
coffee shop place in Soup. Well, hey, the
Yes.
Stick in the Mud. I gotta say, the beer is on the table. It's like a good, foot and a half away, but Yeah, I could smell it from, over there.
This is my pour.
My pour has a decent head. Look at that. Although I didn't pour it as carefully as I would normally, but I kind of
Hmm.
wanted some nice lacing
Very
bubblegum in there.
aromatic. Like, I mean,
This smells like
the
coffee
notes
to
of
me.
coffee are just, it just hits you in the face. Mm. You know, after you're done making your coffee and you take the basket out and you can smell the grounds that are left behind. It's kind of what it smells like.
So I'm just really this like my where I'm standing just smells like a coffee house now. All of a sudden, like
Yeah.
oh wow.
Interestingly, the flavor is the nose and the flavor are two completely different animals. I can really smell the coffee. The taste, however, is extraordinarily subtle. Um, that to me
It
is a
has that
very weird
not
combination.
burnt. Yeah, it's got like that the aftertaste where the
Hmm.
uh coffee it it smells like coffee in a coffee shop. It tastes like grounds. Like it tastes like that sort of deep richness of it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
but
impressed. Not
it
expecting
really
that at all.
complements the flavor of the porter. Like it's not overpowering at all. Like I can totally taste the porter.
Jesus. Of course,
Julian.
Julian has already jumped in. Hey, Julian, you're still in town. Why don't you come over here and try it yourself so you can bitch about it to our faces?
There we go.
But
Um,
yeah.
it,
So
it
why did you pick this one? Because it was just convenient. You thought it would be worth a try. Because we've tried some souk stuff before, which has always been good.
yeah.
But
Partly is because souk stuff produces good beers, and I wanted to add something that was good. It's new. Also, I kind of like the name Stuck in the Mud. My grandfather, when I was a little kid, that's what he always used to call me, was a stick in the mud. Um, so I was kind of drawn to the name uh, for that reason, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this. So so yeah. Now, as far as like coffee porters and coffee stouts goes, I don't know if this is the best one I've ever had.
I don't
I'm gonna
think so.
I'm gonna say the Bean Me
Um,
Up from Fuggles,
yeah,
if they even still make it.
Fuggles.
Actually,
That is a memory in my mind that I don't think is ever going to go away because
now
that
I'm
was
not
just
sure
so
that
good.
Fuggles actually still makes that beer, but
Let's see. Bean me up from Fuggles. Although Fuggles is not called Fuggles anymore.
well, it's called
I think
Fuggles. It's not
I think
called
it's just called
Fuggles and
Fuggles
Warlock anymore. It's
beer.
just
It's no
Fuggles.
longer Fuggles and Warlock. Pardon me. Let's see. Fuggles beer on their website, according to the beer, and Warp Speed, Javengers Vanilla Cream
Yeah,
Cold
they have a
Brew
new
Coffee
coffee
Stout.
flavored beer, and I'm thinking that's because they don't make the Bean Me Up anymore. But anyway,
Yeah, it doesn't look
if
like it, does it? Yeah, it
if
doesn't
you
look like it.
do
No.
find the Bean Me Up, to me that is a superior product to this. Not that this is a bad product at all. I'm just saying if I had the choice between the two, I'd be going with the Bean Me Up, and also the coffee lager from Lighthouse Brewing, also in Victoria, is really good as well. If you want something that's a good balance of beer flavoring and coffee flavoring, um, that's a good beer. The 4 Mile also makes a good coffee lager, I believe it is. But I don't think 4 Mile bottles their stuff anymore, makes it available for sale in stores. I think you actually have to go to the brew pub in Victoria now and go and get it yourself. This isn't a bad beer. I'm just saying that there's other options out there that do the same thing and maybe better.
I gotta say, the beer just has made me relaxed.
So what are you thinking of it,
It's
Shane?
not. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I know, Julian, you hate us for
He doesn't hate
even
us.
discussing
He doesn't
the
hate
fact. Well,
us.
no, I'm just saying he hates the fact that this beer that we're drinking is just flavored beer. What did he say?
That's
Another
screaming for
flavored beer,
attention.
just desperate for attention.
Oh, desperate for
So,
attention.
but we are getting into the season of flavored beers. I mean, Halloween is gone. Christmas is right around the corner, and you
And
know,
you know what? I mean, what is a flavored beer? I mean, honestly, and I know Julian's going to call us out on this, but I mean, aren't all beers flavored to some degree? I mean, either you're adding hops to flavor it, or you're adding coffee beans to flavor it, or you're adding, I don't know, mint jubes to flavor it. Please don't ever make a beer with mint
that
jubes
sounds
in it.
really gross.
It sounds so gross. But I mean, regardless, you're adding things to add flavor to the beer, no matter what it is. Uh, like the last thing I ever want to do is drink a beer that has no flavor.
Oh wait, Julian has spoken. Hops flavor beer. This is allowed.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
there are. I mean, here's the thing. There are beer rules that apparently a lot of breweries don't pay attention to. They ignore. So
Mm-hmm.
what can you do?
Well, and that's what the camera, um, which is used to be the society that put on Beer Fest, which stands for, I don't remember what it stands for. Shane, look it up. But anyway, what it does is it's a society that actually wants to see beer made the traditional way. And
Okay.
beer can only be a beer if it uses certain ingredients and is brewed a certain way.
So basically, you're saying that there's a society out there that is trying to bring beer back to its roots.
I think it's more in line to um, mostly brewer wanking, um, as Julian says. Um, Maybe
Okay,
a
I
little bit,
suppose.
but I think it's sort of like it's almost like a beer purity kind of thing. Because like a lot of these like
So
large
so you're talking
breweries,
about a beer uh con program, you know, like eugenics for beer. So basically keeping beer, strong and healthy and uh I guess free of genetic defects or something. Can beer have genetic defects really when you think about it?
um, I don't think so.
Camera's definition of
That's
real
what
ale.
camera. I can't remember what camera stands for, but the RA stands for real ale.
Well, let's see.
Canadian
Uh,
Association
the
something.
Canadian Campaign for Real Ale.
Okay.
Uh, Join the campaign. Support pubs and breweries. Receive award-winning publications. Uh, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna say it loud and proud. I don't mind flavored beer.
I don't mind flavored beer in certain capacities. Sometimes
Oh, of course.
sometimes I agree with Julian. It's like it's just brewers trying to get attention, trying to
True.
be
It's more of a
heard.
sales gimmick than
It,
like
it,
that
it,
vaginal yeast beer from a few years ago.
yes, that, although it's not really a flavoring. Um, but
Well, no, you're saying brewer. You said brewers trying to get attention, so I'm just saying that that's
yes,
kind of
yes.
what it is.
Or like that at Beer Fest. I don't want to name the brewery because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but there was that
Oh, the blue
Blue
one, the
Ghost
kelp thing, or
thing,
yeah, that was
and
not
it was
awesome.
awful, awful. It was a gimmick. So yes, I agree with Julian. A lot of these flavored beers are gimmicks. Some of them aren't, though. Some of them are actually really good, and the flavoring complements the beer and not doesn't detract from it.
So basically, if we were to break down all beer into its base components, the purity of beer as it would, I guess, be considered. Now, actually, here's a question. Beer has been brewed for a long, long time.
At least 20 years.
Exactly. I don't know what they did before 2001. Um, do could you actually find pure beer from, say, the original breweries from, I don't know, 150 years ago? Like breweries that made beer, like
They
would that be
have.
considered more real than now?
Well, they have actually. They have found uh beers that were like on old shipwrecks, and they were exploring on these old shipwrecks, like these wooden hulled ships. And
Right.
they actually have found bottles of beer from that time, not drinkable now. But they can analyze it. And actually, I think they did analyze this one beer, and they actually managed to get yeast from it. So they could use the same
Interesting.
yeast strain today. I don't know if it actually changes anything. I don't know if the yeast strain is really any different from what we have today, but they were able to do that. And then I think they found, can't remember where it was, but they were doing an excavation somewhere in some historical site, and they found like an old bottle that was whatever it was that they used for beer at that time. So I mean, they do find these kinds of things, and I think the brewing method is largely going to be the same as what we have now, except that we use more sanitary um, brewing conditions, cleaners,
Well, I mean,
sanitizers, all
especially
that.
with beer that is kind of like the. I was just looking up an article from 2009 where they have whoever discovered this yeast, but apparently the yeast is a strain from like 45 million years ago or some ridiculous thing. So the
It's
gimmick
going to
was they were
kill
going to
us
brew
all.
from that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Beer will find a way. So basically, you had the ability to like have this beer and or brew this beer from long. I don't want to say extinct because now, but should it be the should I mean the brewers never stopped for a moment to think that whether or not they should. That kind of argument.
Well, they could have
Like,
slap a coupon on it. They'll have a coupon day. These beers shouldn't only be for the super rich.
because that beer would be, it could in theory wipe us out. I mean, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. But I mean,
Gonna have a
are we willing
big,
to take the
big, huge
risk?
beer can with
Because
legs
drinking
and
beer,
little arms, like running down the highway.
beer, the a la like the Thing film, back in the day, um, that would be kind of terrifying. Actually, could you imagine like dropping your bottle of beer and then suddenly it sprouted like legs and then stood up and walked away, and then tried to eat you? But I mean, that's the thing with
Messed up.
all of these kinds of discussions is that, if we want to take beer and resurrect beer from a long time ago, like say for example, we found, I don't know, seeds from a plant that we know is extinct, but we're able to grow it again, and then the yeast, has been extinct, and we've discovered that again somehow, and then we decide to grow that grain and breed that yeast and then put them together again, uh, and then suddenly we're all got 15 eyes on our head and third leg and all that kind of stuff. What does it say here? Sorry. Cheers to Saccharomyces cerevisiae,
I'm going to
unchanged
assume
for
that's a yeast
45
strain.
million years. So, I mean, mine's a hypothetical of, a previously long lost thing, so. But, yeah.
Really, 45 million years isn't all that old. I mean, the dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. So, I mean, it hasn't been around, that long.
Yes, that is true.
That's nothing. You know
So
what that is?
basically, we
That's only
should.
45 million trips around the sun.
That's nothing. That's nothing in the grand scheme of thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
What have we got? The Earth has got like 600 million years left before the sun has grown 10% or something, and then all life on our planet is done. So, we got a bit of time left. I don't know. What are you guys doing next Tuesday? Next Tuesday, we should all like go out for a beer, It'd be great. Nothing's going to happen before then.
So I've been keeping a close eye on a couple of breweries and the BC Liquor website, because the time is coming where you and I would normally be doing an Advent calendar. Whereas last year we did the 12 days of Christmas instead.
Yes.
And I don't think we're going to have the opportunity this year because here it is, November the 9th, and there is nothing has been announced. It would appear that Parallel 49 is not doing an Advent calendar this year. By this time last year, Philips had announced their space case, and there's been no announcement. The only thing that I have found is that Parallel 49 is releasing, and already has released, a naughty or nice variety pack with 4 different beers in it. It's not like an Advent calendar or anything like that.
And who's doing that? Sorry?
What?
Who? Sorry, what brewery? I missed that.
Parallel 49.
Parallel. Okay.
A good selection of beers. It's got Soddy Claws, Rock the Bells, which is a Black Forest porter thing, which was all right. And a couple other beers that I remember. But again, it's 8 tall cans, 2 of each type of beer. And that's the only thing that's Christmassy that I've seen. Even Cascadia in Victoria, or on Vancouver Island, sorry, normally does their own Advent calendar, and I've seen nothing mentioned about that. So
I wonder if they're going to skip this year, because last year and the year before, COVID, maybe that's a reason.
I don't think so. I think if there was COVID was a reason they wouldn't have done it last year. But they did.
Well, that's kind of why I'm confused as to why.
You know what? I think
that much.
I think it takes a lot of work, particularly the space case from Philips, where I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised at the quality of the beers that we got out of that pack last year. Every single one of them was a winner, and I would do the space case again if they released it. But I mean, that's a lot of work. You got to make 12 special beers just for that just for that case. Now, Julian says, like Parallel 49 in their advent calendar, which is 24 special beers. All they do is they make, say, like a bunch of Pilsner, and then they just add adjuncts to it. And it's like, oh, here we'll add an adjunct to this one here. That's one beer. Add another adjunct, and that's the second beer. And that's what Parallel 49 does. Or they go and take stuff that didn't work, repackage it, and put it in the advent calendar, so they get back some of their money. And I felt that that's the way Parallel 49 was doing things the past couple of years while they were doing it on their own, and Central City wasn't in partnership with them anymore.
Central City, I forgot. That's right. That's right, because they had extra helping hands to make that
That's
happen.
right. Central City would do 12, Parallel 49 would do 12, and they would put them in the pack together. And that, to me, was a far better advent calendar. But I think the advent calendar thing is kind of waned a bit, and maybe they'll come back again at some point. But it doesn't sound like we're going to have any this year.
That's really too bad, because I kind of look forward to that every year. But I guess we can always have a year off, give our livers a December break, and
Sure.
it'll be fine. Doesn't hurt us.
Livers
ever.
and other body parts too.
Yeah, exactly. Take this, lungs, heart, and everything else. Ha 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 ha. God. I mean, definitely. It was 20. It was 20. Oh my lord! What? Let me press a button.
Ooh, hello.
He's here.
Oh.
My God, sir. We thought you were like giving up.
No, I am. I probably should have given up because my circumstance is not a very pretty one. I have a new product to try this evening, mostly because it's. I didn't get a chance to go out and pick up proper actual beer, and so I'm trying something new, which I don't expect. I'm not right now expecting very much from, but we shall see. What it is SoBeer.
What?
Boost SoBeer. Non-alcoholic, light, refreshing lager. Natural ingredients. Vitamin packed. Only 42 calories.
Did you say vitamin packed?
Yeah. Beer with benefits to support your immune health.
Where did you find this concoction?
I don't know how it could possibly support my immune health without having alcohol in it, but
I'm curious about that myself.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm really curious to see what Locke says about this.
Yeah, right. Because the mystery.
Because it's got no alcohol in it.
Well, okay. A thing might not have alcohol and still be good. Orange juice is like that. Hold on a second. I'm going to get something I can pour it into so we can see what this is like.
I'm gonna say while Locke is away, I had this thing. I wanted to try a non-alcoholic beer. I'd actually hadn't had one since I had an O'Doul's when I was like 20 or something. And
Okay.
And so there's this one brand that you can get here called Partake, and they had an IPA, and I thought, well, what the hell? I'll give it a try. And no. Beer is supposed to have alcohol for a reason. I
kind of always thought so, but we'll see what this is.
All right, so let's see what. So now I wonder, is this only available in Ontario?
Well,
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I'm suspicious that that's the taste.
Not that I'm ever
Let
going to
me, let
try
me
it.
let me pour some of it out first so I can get a better look. Yeah. Oh, that is light. Whatever else it is, it's very light.
We're down to non-alcoholic beer. That's it. The show's over. Julian is unimpressed.
So ingredients:
So,
water, barley, wheat, oats, hops, yeast, beta glucan. What's yeast beta glucan?
I don't know, but I question if there's no alcohol in it, why would they add
What's the
yeast?
yeast doing? Yeah, well, that's a good question, isn't it? Yeah.
now yeast what?
All right, try it.
Beta glucan.
Beta glucan.
Our refreshingly light, non-alcoholic lager is the first next generation in brewing technology. Crafted naturally, there's no compromise on taste, on health, on tomorrow. Carbon neutral and backed by science, everything we do is powered by plants, people, and purpose. It's part of our promise to make sure our drinks are good for our community and the planet too. Okay, well, let's find out.
How about taste buds?
What is the actual name of this particular one you're drinking at the moment? What's it called?
This is called Immunoboost So Beer. Um, it's fizzy.
Okay, so I
Could I
just
distinguish
found
if I
their
did a side by
website,
side with
although
Perrier?
it's somewhat broken.
If I did a side by side between this and Perrier, I think there's a real possibility that I could get confused.
Really? So it doesn't taste like beer at all.
Put it this way. If
brewing, man, what is going on here?
if Perrier came out with a product, you know, they've got the one that's sort of flavored just like with a little bit of a grapefruit sort of aftermouth sort of taste. It'd be like that if they had a beer one.
Which must be.
This is proof that I don't joke around when I say I go
It's got to be one.
Like I try all of what's out there before I make up my mind. Anybody that accuses me of being rash or jumping to conclusions or being overly opinionated about what I think of what beer is better than what other. Look, I'm informed. I tried this. I'm not saying I'm going to do it again, but
yeah, I mean that beer is.
Hey, look, being real here, it's a school night. I spent all night working. I could have been drinking this the whole time, and I don't think it would have affected my performance. Sadly, it would actually not have made any difference because I was drinking Perrier anyway. So there you go.
Oh, this whole thing. We're growing up, guys. We're becoming full adults now. It's like adulthood has finally reached us, where we're thinking it's okay that we can't seem to get an advent calendar for 2022. That we're just, it's fine. We'll just take a year off of doing an advent. We'll figure it out next year. Locke, he's drinking like beer without anything in it. It's like water and a little grapefruit juice. And Dave is like, hey guys, I got to take a night off because I've been drinking pretty hard. I got to take some time out. I gotta say, it's well done. Well done. We have all grown, and it's making me very, very.
Well, I'm really impressed that Dave has gone
Um,
into rehab. You know, it took
I
a
know.
lot of
I know.
guts.
It.
You know,
I. I'm trying to think of what was Dave addicted to that wasn't beer, but I can't think of a single thing.
low grade beaver.
He's so straight laced.
tranquilizers.
It's just disgusting.
Like I'm worried that
Hey,
he might engage in too much NutraSweet.
oh my lord. Well, the holidays are around the corner. Are there big plans? Like, I know it's still the beginning of November, but I've already been getting phone calls. What's happening? And I'm like, I don't know. Hey, by the way, if we want to do a show on like the 1st or so of December, I will be in the room that Locke is in right now.
Oh, what
'cause
day
I'm
of the
going to
week
go and
is that?
visit Locke. So,
Yeah.
Thursday.
I'm game.
So we'll be able to do sweet, because I'm excited to go and visit Locke. I'm gonna go check out his digs. I have to go to the only cafe I think on Friday or Saturday, one of the two, because that's where a bunch of podcasters get together and drink a lot of beer. Which is in I don't know. It's on the other side of that big divide near your place, Locke.
Yes. So big divide. You mean like what the Don Valley Parkway?
Hang on. I'll tell you exactly where it
What's
is.
the big, there are
Only
big
cafe
divides and
and-
there are big divides.
The only cafe is right around the corner from the subway station.
Which subway station?
Pepe or Pape or Pap?
Oh yeah. That's
Donlands. It's right around the corner from the Donlands station.
yeah. So just as you had it,
Because when I was there last, I took that train to go there.
yeah, that's just on the
But
other side
anyway.
of Valley Parkway from where I am. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because when I took that subway, it went outside in some sort of valley thing. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like under a
Now
bridge.
it's making more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we should do that. But overall, the beers tonight are the one that we've done is this one.
Stuck in the mud from
coffee
Souk
porter
Oceanside.
from Souk Oceanside Brewing,
Nice.
which by the way, Locke tastes and smells just like coffee, and Julian is disappointed. And I don't even know how to describe the beer you're having today. I don't even have a clue.
By not calling it beer.
Okay, that's hey, why not? And Alan's on his phone again. I better get my phone. Quick, Locke, get your phone.
Sorry.
It's fast. It's riveting podcasting.
Scrolling.
So basically, no plans. Same sort of thing for the holidays.
Yeah.
Locke.
I am not making holiday plans until I have my work placement lined up. So, on the other side of getting my work placement sorted out, then I have the freedom to pay through the nose for an airline ticket. But I guess we'll see.
Let's put it this way: Halloween was just last week, or the week before,
I know.
and
Guess what happened to all the stores around here?
oh yeah,
I heard Christmas carols at the stores today.
Yeah, I haven't been to any stores,
Yeah.
so I don't know,
I was horrified.
yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad. We're getting old, boys. We're getting
right.
old. It's time just to pack it in. But that's about an hour tonight, boy, or about, well, I don't know, 45
40
minutes.
It's fine.
Time for us
There's
to go
nothing
to
else to
bed.
talk about.
That's true, because we're just
I'm
so busy
sorry, but
drinking beer.
this hideously weak beer is putting me to sleep.
But we'll see you all next week, next Wednesday, and hopefully Dave will be here. And of course, we're going to be drinking. We actually know what you and I are having.
Yes.
I'm hoping Dave has picked that up as well.
What are you?
Never know.
You haven't.
We can't tell you. We'll tell you after we hit stop.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I think we can give him a sneak
Yes, it's
peek.
a secret. Oh, well, we can give him a sneak peek, just not everybody else.
Oh, okay.
It's a
We've got
secret.
7,000 people watching right now.
You're right.
But anyway, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. And don't forget to drink real beer, not whatever Locke is drinking, because I don't even know what that is. We'll see you all next week. Goodbye. See you later. Bye.